Hi everybody, it's Miss Maze here, and today we're going to be reading out of the 5-minute Pete the Cat stories. We are going to be reading Pete the Cat's Train Trip. Now remember, all of these stories are by the same author, James Dean, because he wrote this entire book. So I am very excited about this one, especially because it talks about trains, and trains are just awesome. So here we go. Pete the Cat cannot wait to visit his grandmother with his mom and his brother, Bob. They get to ride on a train. Make sure you don't lose your ticket, says Mom. She gives one ticket to Pete and one to Bob. Pete looks up at the big board. Our train is leaving at 10 o'clock, he says. A train speeds by. That's not our train. That's a cargo train, Bob tells Pete. It's finally 10 o'clock and the train arrives at the station. All aboard, calls the conductor. Pete is so excited. He's the first one on the train. So there is the cargo train. And there is the passenger train that they're going to be riding. They look different, so it's very easy to tell. Pete's mom finds 3 seats together. I can't wait to see Grandma, says Bob. I can't wait to explore the train, says Pete. The conductor comes to collect the tickets. Pete hands over his. I love trains, says Pete. Really? I can show you around if you like, says the conductor. Pete nods his head. The conductor gives Pete an engineer's hat. Great, let me introduce you to the engineer, says the conductor. Pete follows the conductor from car to car as the floor rumbles under his feet. Wow, Pete says when they get to the caboose. We're going over a train. Pete sees his mom and Bob. They are at the snack bar. I got this for you, says Bob. So there's Pete at the caboose, which means the end of the train. Pete follows the conductor. He goes to the front of the train. Come in, says the engineer. Wow, Pete says. The engineer shows him the engine and how everything works. The engineer shows Pete the train's brakes. Look, there is a tunnel up ahead. When they go through the tunnel, everything gets dark. Pete gets to honk the horn. Toot toot! It's so much fun. Once they are out of the tunnel, everything is light again. They're almost at Grandma's house. Pete better get back to Mom and Bob. Thanks for showing me around, Pete says. He learned so much about trains today. Anytime. Have fun with your grandma, says the engineer. Pete walks back to his seat, where Mom and Bob are. It is a much longer walk than he remembered. He stops and meets new friends along the way. They live in different towns. They are getting off at different stops. What a groovy ride! There's Pete's seat. It's good to see Mom again. We are getting off at the next stop, says Mom. Pete is happy he made it back to his seat in time. He can't wait to see Grandma. Toot toot! Pete looks at out the window and sees Grandma. He waves at her from the window. Once the train doors open, Pete is the first one off the train. He rushes over to give Grandma a big hug. It feels good. How was the ride over? Asked Grandma. It was groovy. I got a cool hat and met the engineer, says Pete. Pete loves riding the train. He even drew a picture of the train for Grandma. Grandma loves it. What a special day. There you go. Alrighty, that is the end of the story. I hope you all enjoyed. I miss you so much and I cannot wait to see you soon.